Today we're talking about how to share your truth, how to share your voice without sounding like a jerk or looking like you're massively triggered. Every time I talk about sharing your truth, sh- activating your voice, speaking your voice, like sharing what's true for you, every single person receives it at the level of consciousness that they're at. That's just like reality. Everyone receives at the level of consciousness that they're at. And the danger of this is that people that don't know how to process their feelings and their emotions and then get to the raw truth without any story, without any attachment, they start going around hot potatoing their emotions, verbally vomiting their feelings and emotions onto everyone without any regards for, can this person, first of all, do they have the nervous system capacity in this moment to handle it? Secondly, am I sounding like I'm accusing this person? Am I invoking their ego because I'm coming from an ego? Am I in so much resistance that I'm actually down regulating the person's nervous system that needs to hear me the most? So that's what a lot of people do, is they don't realize that they're down regulating their partners or their friends or their mother's nervous system, and then also mad that that person's not listening to you. So what to do? So the first thing you need to do when you are wanting to speak your truth is to go in that fourth stage of the mind. Some of you guys may have seen this training that I did about the four different realms of the mind. I'll link it here somewhere and in the description box. If you haven't, I highly recommend that you watch it. It's part of my paid container and it will be taken down soon. It's part of the energetics transmissions. So, what happens is when we first feel an emotion or we have a thought, it's unprocessed, it's raw, it's like laced with resistance, ego, story. And if we don't really sit with ourselves and learn how to go deeper, whether it's through processing the emotion or through contemplating, well, this is what I feel, but like what's really underneath that and going to like the root cause, what happens is we kind of like throw that thing out and it's often received in the frequency that you threw it out. You threw it out with a trigger. You threw it out like, oh, I don't get to have this. You threw it out as he's doing this to me or she doesn't understand me or she's gaslighting me. And then it just creates more conflict and more resistance because that's the frequency that you communicated, right? Remember that what we hear as words are just vibrations that your brain then interprets as words. That's like a scientific fact. So that vibration has a frequency, right? Like they've done studies where they'll say mean things to a dog, but in like a very sweet like frequency, and the dog receives it as a compliment, even though they're cursing at the dog, and vice versa. They might be saying something really sweet in a very negative frequency, and the dog gets scared. And so we're always picking up on the undertone of what's actually being said. So, what you want to do is clear up your energetic field. What you want to do is you want to process the emotions and the feelings and the layers of ego and the story on top, and then get to your actual truth because your actual truth isn't like the first thing that comes to your mind. That's what the ego has perceived as a story. That's not your actual truth. Your actual truth is often buried underneath the various realms of the mind. When you can get to that actual truth, that's your voice, that's the truth, that's the highest frequency of truth. Then, when you communicate that, you have clean energy. Your energy is squeaky clean. We've been talking a lot about this in the energetics container about like having squeaky clean energy. Was that a bug? I work with clients all the time that are looping in the same conversation with their partner over and over again because the way that they're communicating, the way that they're using their voice, the way that they are communicating what is true for them is so triggering that the only response that they can get back is also a triggered response. They're wanting their partner to be the bigger person, to listen, even though they're delivering the truth that they want to share in a very like down regulating way. Like you are dysregulating your partner's system only to expect that they are some yogi or some sage and they're just gonna rise above it and listen to you, right? And so what I help them do is first get energetically clean. That means no story. That means you can't come at it at you always, you never. By the way, that's the first sign of a dysregulated person is they use generalized words like that. And so if that's what you're coming to, now your partner is protecting themselves versus actually listening to you. So that's the first thing you need to cut out. Another thing that I see with clients is because they don't know how to actually face the discomfort of communicating their truth, they never communicate it. Oh my gosh, I have seen so many people live in misery for years, if not decades, in relationships because they were afraid of having one or two triggering conversation. Like, what? You would rather be comfortably miserable for years and decades than be uncomfortable and miserable for like a 30-minute or 1 hour talk or even a season in your life, like a few months, because you're so afraid of rocking the boat. Okay, both of those are extremes. The middle ground is really sitting with yourself, cleaning up the energy, cleaning up the you never, you this, you that, cleaning up you did this to me, and getting through the layers of resistance to the actual truth that you want to communicate, and then just communicating it cleanly, so cleanly. And then because you're in non attachment, you allow people to have the experience that they're going to have. You allow them grace and space to figure it out. And how this happens is because you've spent time cleaning it up, you recognize, oh, they're hearing this for the first time. I sat with myself for hours or days or weeks cleaning this up. They haven't done that yet. So the first time I communicate it, even though I'm doing it cleanly, they may be triggered. They may need time to process, but giving them space. This is number one thing I've learned being in a marriage for 17 and a half years now, almost 18 years, is allowing my partner time, allowing him space. And especially in the beginning of our marriage when we hadn't like learned how to communicate in this way, and I would like say something and it would trigger him, right? I had to learn that, oh, this is the first time he's hearing this. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, feeling through this, journaling on this. He hasn't. So if I can give him space, and even when he was triggered in the moment, he would come back a few days later or whatever, wanting to talk about it and not be triggered about it. So allowing people that grace and space, but you can only do that when you've allowed yourself that grace and space. If you haven't given yourself that space, you're not going to give other people what you don't have to give. So fast forward to now. The other day, I shared with my husband something I have never shared with anyone. I've had this really deep internal like feeling since I was like 5 or 6 years old. I never shared it with my parents. I never shared it with my ex. Like I've never shared it with a friend, never shared it with a mentor, like never. And for some reason, I could just intuit that it was time to share this with someone and be witnessed in it. And so I sat with it for a while. I journaled. I was like, okay, am I going to share this with a mentor? Am I going to share this with a friend? Like, I need to be able to move through this. And after much contemplation, I decided that I was going to share it with the one person that it might be the most triggering for, even though this thing has nothing to do with him. And so I cleaned up my energy, and after spending maybe a few weeks on this, because it was deep, I went and I shared it with my husband. And I was so freaking proud of myself because I showed up. This was probably like the cleanest energy I've ever had, sharing the most triggering thing, the deepest thing that I've ever shared. Like it was just unreal. And my husband listened to it so patiently. there were even times where I was like watching his energy, like, is he triggered? Like, is he triggered? Right? Clean. Oh my God, he received it so clean. He just let me speak my truth. There were a few moments where I would pause and then he would share something, just brief and like allow me to share. 3 days later, we're on a walk together and he brings it up again. And he's like, what if I help heal this? He's like, what if you give me a chance, allow me in? If this has been bothering you for 45 years, let me heal it. It's like, oh my God, yes, right? Yes. And so we come back home, we put the kids to bed, we're in the bedroom, and we do these really deep exercises together. And he moves energy, he does a cleanse on me, he says the things that I need to hear. And I'm just like, there's these tears of resistance and like love flowing through me, but none of it is triggering. It's just so clean, like pure channeled love, understanding, partnership, friendship, like polarity. And I've never felt more at peace. Like something that I had been bearing inside of me. I started first feeling it at like 5 or 6. My dad has said certain things to me that makes me think that that feeling was there even younger than that. And in like one moment of honest love, unconditional, pure love, it's healed. But think of so many places where we don't even allow someone the chance to do that for us because our stories are so deep. Like I remember when I first even sat down with, okay, I really need to like work through this. I wonder why this comes up for me and it's been there for my whole life and it has nothing to do with Irfan. And the first layer was, oh, like no one, like he's not gonna get it. He's gonna be triggered. Like there was so much story attached to it that there was a part of me that wanted to talk myself out of it. But I allowed myself and him the opportunity to just clear it. So when our energy is clean, we have no attachment to what other people will think of our truth. We have no attachment of being misunderstood. We have no attachment of like someone needing to hear us or I need to be seen. We don't have, those are all coming from the ego. So when you sit and you go into the deeper realms, you're able to show up and share the actual clean truth, and then you're actually more likely to get the result that you wanted anyways, because there's non attachment, there's non resistance, right? We all know those people that are like standing up for something. I stand up for this, I stand against this. But their frequency is coming across very much triggered, very much in the ego, very much in convincing, very much attached versus another person who stands for the same thing. But the way that they're coming at it, even though that thing might be hard, maybe they're standing up for justice, maybe they're standing up for like really hard human things, but their energy is so clean that even if you don't agree with that, you're willing to listen. You're open to listen. You're saying, well, this person looks like they've really given this some thought. They're not triggered, they're calm. They've given this some thought, like their frequency is clean. And I'm very curious what that person has to say versus someone coming at you with like resistance and force and accusations and da 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 da, right? And you're just like protecting your energy against that. So, the cleanest way, what is the cleanest, non resistant, non attachment way that you can share your truth? Have you noticed that the more you're trying to be seen, the more you're trying to be heard, the more you're trying not to be misunderstood, you're not seen, you're not heard, and you're definitely misunderstood, right? And so, what if you weren't trying? What if you sat with yourself and worked through these layers? And I have tons of guided inner work for this. So, you were able to show up in the frequency of your highest truth. And if you want help with this, Divinely Paid is going to be a great container for you to plug into. For a limited time, it's $44. The price will be going up, but I'm going to be sharing with you how to discern inside of you what's actually your intuition, what's actually your truth, what's actually the voice of God versus what's the ego, what's the fear mind, what's the resistance, what's the opponent. Because you can tell clearly. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that is going to serve you for the rest of your life because this is something that every single one of my clients has struggled with being able to discern the voice of fear and the opponent and the adversary versus the voice of God versus their own intuitive knowing. This is really important work for you to have, and I'll link it in the description box. Next, watch this video to learn how to live your life with audacity.